It's Friday the 14th of June, and I got something interesting in the mail. So, in as a promotion, as part of season 3 of Stranger Things, Coca-Cola has released this package. Excuse me, this package where they are selling, along with a bunch of other crap that you don't necessarily want. But anyway, they're selling new Coke. So what new Coke is it was a new formulation of Coke that came out in the mid 1980s in a response to losing market share to Pepsi. Coca-Cola had done some research that indicated that people preferred a more sweeter cola, and they reformulated it. It didn't sell. People, well, it sold, but people were outraged because people loved the original formula so much, and it was such a part of American culture and all this kind of stuff. That anyway, Coca-Cola ended up discontinuing it. As part of a promotion of Stranger Things, they're bringing it back as a limited edition kind of thing. Now, they're not like Pepsi, where you could go to the gas station or whatever and you could buy a Crystal Pepsi for, I don't know, $1.50 or whatever it was. This was, I was really debating on whether or not to even get this, because it costs, they're doing this, we'll open it up and we'll see what's in it, right? But this package cost, before tax, $19.85, because New Coke came out in 1985. There's not going to be anything in here that is even remotely worth $19.85. It's I think it's 2 cans of New Coke and a couple of other bottles or something like that. But it's just a total rip-off, and I feel like a complete idiot for even buying it. But this was something I wanted to try since I was a teenager, since I even found out what New Coke was. So let's unbox it and see what's inside. This will be quite exciting. And first of all, let's get a look at this box. One summer can change everything. In a Netflix original series, Stranger Things. You got the nutritional information, my address. So look at that. Okay, cool. Let's open it up and see what it looks like inside. Okay, so you can see there's not much to it really. There's a lot of cushioning and not a whole lot of stuff. And look at that. Look at that. So, can you see that? There we go. Let's try to take it out without getting too much of my greasy hair in the camera, which I haven't showered after work yet. So, look at that. Okay, push this out of the way a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that nifty? Worth $19.85 before tax. After tax in Illinois, $21 or thereabouts. Not really. But look, I was really tempted. I couldn't help myself. I'm an idiot. I really, really wanted to try the new Coke. So you've got, this is a classic Coca-Cola. What's the volume of this? It doesn't look very big at all, does it? 237 milliliters, 8 ounces. So not very much. And the same deal with the Coke Zero Sugar. It's a little dusty, but you can see it does have a kind of that, I don't know, is that the, yeah, there we go, Stranger Things. So if we put this down for a second, both of them have the kind of like that Stranger Things-ish neon outline. Really uninteresting stuff. I mean, who gives a shit? It's you can buy this anywhere. But I mean, no one cares about the label. But this is what we're really interested in, or what I'm really interested in. New Coke, 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliter, standard United States size can. Interesting design. I don't know. I really don't know how accurate this is compared to the original one, because I was had not been born yet. But Stranger Things. All right, and you get 2 cans of that. It's really, honestly, for $20, they should have been selling a 12-pack or something like that. Again, it's my own fault. I shouldn't have encouraged them by buying it to do this, but I did, so it's my own fault. But anyway, I'm going to put these in the fridge and I'm going to see what it's like. Okay, it is Sunday the 7th of July, and it's actually been a couple of weeks since I recorded that last video. I can't remember the exact date that I did it, but it was several weeks ago. And I've actually been quite sick. I've had a really bad cold, or maybe it's really bad allergies or something like that. But those symptoms have just lingered and lingered and lingered. And if I have a stuffed up nose and that kind of thing, it's going to be very difficult to taste anything. So as tempting as it is with this, with it in my fridge and everything like that, I thought, no, you have to wait until you're feeling a little bit better. This isn't some kind of fine wine tasting thing or something like that. It's just a soft drink, but you know, you paid that much money, you want to be able to experience it as best as possible, considering the price especially, but who knows if this will ever come around again. So anyway, let us try it out now. Alrighty, so after a little bit of setup, I think we're about ready to try it. And first things first. Okay, let's look at these, because I didn't notice these when I recorded the first part. But if you pause it, you can actually see, and I will try to find them and hold them up to the camera. I don't know how well it will appear, but you can see that these ones are actually limited edition. This one is 51,062, and then this one is 9,002. And I thought it was really interesting because that would really drive you crazy if you had OCD, because like, this is supposed to be this cool limited edition thing, and it turns out that, oh yeah, you get the limited numbers, but it's they don't match up. I don't know, go figure. All right, so I have the can of New Coke. I also have, as a reference point, I have a can of regular Coca-Cola and a can of Pepsi. The reason why I picked up the Pepsi is because online, reading about it, there are two most common descriptions for people's personal experience what New Coke tastes like. And one of them is like Diet Coke with sugar, and the other one is it tastes very much like Pepsi. So I wanted to compare that with Pepsi as well. And of course, these are bigger cans. I got them from probably from Circle K. I don't remember now. But it was just, I don't drink sugary soft drinks very much. I really mostly drink diet, so I don't have like Coke or Pepsi at home normally, so that's why I bought those, just because it's the easiest way to get an individual serving. So first of all, let's start with the classic Coca-Cola, and we'll do a little taste test so I can try my best to try to describe the differences. So of course you have that classic smell. It's all like a little bit, I don't know how to describe it. I'm going to try my best. This isn't my normal forte, but let's pour a little bit. And it has, everyone knows what Coca-Cola tastes like. It has an almost, not like root beer. I don't know how to describe it, but there was a candy that we had when we were kids, at least I did where I grew up in Canberra, that was like, it was like a hard ball of tar. That's what it looked like, but it had a very strange taste to it. Kind of a spiciness. I guess you could say it's kind of like cinnamon. And so it has maybe a little bit of a cinnamony or a kind of spicy smell to it, but of course it's not like a Dr. Pepper or something like that. It's very clearly a cola. And just of note as well, these are all high fructose corn syrup. This is filmed in the United States, so everything's high fructose corn syrup. So this does taste different to the Coca-Cola that I am used to tasting most of my life, but of course it's not really very remarkable one way or the other. Coca-Cola has very much It's a not so sweet. It does have that kind of a little bit of a bitter edge to it, or a little bit of a spicy edge to it. Just like maybe a little hint of cinnamon or something like that. Or I'm sure there are people who have analyzed it, and know a lot better way to describe it. But and it's a very distinctive taste, and I don't totally understand why people really like it, because it's very interesting and not too sweet, which is good too. Because I'm not a huge fan of sickly sweet stuff. So a nice kind of, not that much flavor, nice kind of bite to it. Very good. So let's try the Pepsi. And pour a little bit of that. And hopefully all my mess is out of frame, because I'm just putting everything everywhere, wherever it'll fit. And already you can, this is much more sugary. You can already kind of taste the difference, smell the difference. And yeah, it isn't that different from the Coke. The predominant flavor is that of the cola, and all these other little subtle things don't really make that much of a difference. But it is, it's a little more pleasant, a little easier to drink. I can totally understand why in the market research or whatever, and this is just going off what I've read. I have no idea how true it is or whatever. But I can totally understand why people would drink more Pepsi over a longer period. It has a little bit of a less, or maybe it was Coke they drank more over a longer period. Yeah, I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. That was the Coke they drank more over a longer period. I find the Pepsi a little bit more pleasant, but it's less distinctive than Coke. I understand why people get more emotional over the idea of Coca-Cola, because it does have a much more distinctive taste than the Pepsi, but I prefer Pepsi just slightly. So yeah, kind of a cola taste, and quite a bit more sugary. But other than that, there's not much more that I can really say about it. Well, I guess this is the moment of truth. And I'm very excited. Pour a little bit in here. Let's see. That is very interesting. It doesn't smell like Coke or Pepsi. It kind of smells like Diet Pepsi. It's... Oi, hello? Okay, never mind that. So let's get back to what I was saying. It's a little bit more like Diet Pepsi. It has this kind of a Coca-Cola kind of smell to it too. Oh man, maybe you like it like when you go to the fountain and you mix both of them together. Well, this kind of goes to what other people were saying. It is pretty bland, really. It still has a little aftertaste of that kind of Coca-Cola, I don't know, cinnamony kind of spiciness to it, just a little bit. Much more in the aftertaste rather than with the regular Coca-Cola, how it hits you up front. Well, it is a little bit more like Pepsi than like regular Coca-Cola. I can totally understand how people would say that. I don't really see how it tastes like Diet Coke. I'm not really getting a Diet Coke kind of... it could also be because Diet Coke obviously has a much more kind of a chemical taste to it, and that's kind of, when you taste Diet Coke, that's kind of the distinctive flavor of it, is that chemically artificial sweetener kind of nasty medicine kind of taste. So without that, it might be difficult to even determine what Diet Coke with sugar would taste like. Well, really, I can certainly say that I'm glad that I got to try it. I have no regrets. But it really isn't that. There's really nothing special about it. It's really. I'm trying to think of something more interesting. This is just like, I'm not even describing it very well. It's just a kind of a blander, sweet kind of. It doesn't taste. I should say, when I say bland, it doesn't taste like a supermarket brand or something like that. It's not that bad. It's you can imagine it coming from Coca-Cola. It just tastes just a little bit off, and a little bit. A while ago, they came out with some varieties of Coca-Cola that had, I think, sweetened with stevia, or there was like, it was like 1/3 sugar and then 2/3 some other kind of sweetener. It tastes kind of like that. That would be the closest. It's like it does have that Coca-Cola sweetness to it. It's just a little bit off, somehow. I would say it's certainly inferior to regular Coca-Cola, and I say that as someone who doesn't drink it that often, and I have no particular emotional attachment to it. Yeah, I'm glad I got to try it, but to other people who are kind of on the fence, $20. I don't know about that. I don't know. It's and I'm certainly not disappointed. It's not like it's the end of the world. $20 is not that much money. Very, very interesting. I'm glad I got to try it. But it is kind of, it is very similar to Pepsi. It's like, I guess if you went to the fountain, and maybe I'll try this later, and I probably won't record a follow-up, but try it to make a drink that's maybe like 2/3 Pepsi and 1/3 Coca-Cola. I think it would taste like a lot like that, because it does have that kind of Coca-Cola cinnamony kind of spicy taste to it, a little bit. But it has a much more sugary sweet kind of flavor. And I shouldn't say much more, because the flavor is really, it's not very sweet at all. It isn't like, and maybe this is just from kind of rose-colored glasses from childhood, but I remember when the first times I tried Coca-Cola when I was very young, my aunt gave it to me very much against the wishes of my parents. It was so sweet. And even, it's because, of course, in other countries they sweeten it with cane sugar, and I think there is actually a big difference in taste between cane sugar and high fructose corn syrup. I'm coming. I'm sorry about that before. You really got me right in the middle of the important part. So come on.
Where is it all set up?
It's right over here. And so I have some taste testing for you to do. Okay. We're not going to use that tripod. It's already
recording as well.
Oh, okay. Well, crap. I don't want you to don't put me on your thing. This is very unprofessional, may I say. It's so what are you recording?
The taste test.
Okay, all right, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with this camera, by the way. This is a 4K. This is 4K stuff, Packy. This is you're killing me. It's so, you want to flip it the other way around. The camera's at the bottom there. You want the camera to be on the top. There you go.
Smart.
Yes. And now you can get a load of my mess over here too. I've got headphones and I've got a keyboard and all this kind of stuff. There we go. And look, you might want to
Perfect. Now we can see.
Yeah, you might want to get it before it goes flat. Anyway, I have these 3 here. Okay, I've got 3 here, and I would like you to taste them. Excuse me, taste them from this one to this one to this one. You start with this one. Okay, so I should say before you start. Oh, it's too late now. Before you start, there's Coke, there's classic Coke, Pepsi, and New Coke. So take a smell, take a taste. How would you describe what you're tasting?
This tastes like a cola.
Mm-hmm. Anything distinctive about it? Any interesting comments or anything like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's still more of all of them too, so. Can you taste, would you to make a guess of which one's which so far?
Okay, so we have Pepsi, Coke, and New Coke.
Yeah.
My guess is that this is New Coke, but
Mhm.
that's only so far.
Okay.
It is very hard to distinguish between the first and the third.
Okay, because you're right. There, I'll spoil it now. The middle one is Pepsi, and I think you got that. That was easy to tell.
Get rid of that.
So get rid of the middle one.
My guess is still that the first one is New Coke.
I actually can't even remember now. Let's see. Actually, no, I had it right the first time. You're wrong. This one is New Coke. No, that one is no.
Oh, no.
No, this one's regular Coca-Cola, and this one's New Coke.
Oh my god, I got it correct.
No, you said that this one
No,
was. You
I
got
said
it.
this one was New Coke.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, well then you're right.
New
Okay.
Coke, Pepsi, regular Coke.
Yeah.
Now,
No.
I confess
Hang on.
it was a bit of a guess. Oh.
I forgot what order that. I see. I don't have a pen to write anything down in, so I've got to try them again and figure it out.
You said start with this one and then go down.
Yeah, but I messed
So-
up. That one is New Coke.
Okay, so I did start with New Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it was a bit of a guess. I'm not too familiar with the Coca-Cola franchise.
And neither am I.
But,
so.
well, I think you've had it more often than I have.
Yeah, from the family background, yeah, probably. So what do you think?
The difference is very subtle. I do think I liked it more, but it is very subtle.
You can try here. You're welcome to try a little bit more of the New Coke, and because Lord knows we're only going to have. There's only going to be so much of this. So why don't you?
You should put it in the vending machine down the hall.
Let's not do that. And also, sorry, my finger's been in the viewfinder. I'm very sorry. My finger's been in the way for some of it, not for the whole thing.
Hopefully not the whole thing.
Oh no, not for the whole thing. Just it's very unprofessional, and this is when you're doing it on the fly, and you get interrupted when you're halfway through your magnum opus, and yes. Anyway, how is it?
It's pretty good.
Do you prefer it to regular Coca-Cola?
Yes.
It's interesting, and very interesting. Is it better than Pepsi?
Yes.
Oh, very, very interesting. Well, I much appreciate your input on this. I'll let you go now because I don't want to get you in trouble.
Is there a prize?
Well, the prize was getting to taste it. That was that cost $20. Okay, that was $20 right there, and I shared it with you. So there you go. And
So there we have it.
Yeah.
New Coke.
New Coke.
Regular Cola. Pepsi Cola.
Yeah, and turn the logos to the camera. I guess they're facing your camera, aren't they? Very good, very good. So there you go. Wasn't that fun?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully it wasn't too, I did ramble on and on and on, and hopefully it was interesting enough. Thank you very much.